friends. All right, I need you to get a few supplies for our activity today. The first thing you're going to need is your packet. Remember, your work mat was stapled to the front of it. We tore it off yesterday and put it in our whiteboard. So you're going to get your math packet out. You're also going to have this whiteboard with your mat in it. Then you're going to need a glue stick, a pair of scissors, and a pencil, and your whiteboard marker. I'm going to have you push pause while you get all of that. And when you're ready to continue, you can push play again. All right, so let's take a look at what we need to do. We're going to turn our pages, and we're going to start off just by simply reviewing our addition with regrouping on this page. If it adds up to 9, everything's fine. 10 or more, take the extra next door. So remember yesterday, we started with our ones adding, and if we made a 10 like we did here, we took that 10 next door and we regrouped it into the 10's place. So we're going to turn our pages. Remember, these are all of your help sheets that you can look back at anytime you need to while we're doing 2-digit addition with regrouping. And you're going to come to a page that looks like this. It says, need to regroup, don't need to regroup. I'm going to have you simply tear that off just like we did with our Christmas tree project so you don't come unstapled. And put that on your lap or next to you. And you're also going to tear off this next page. We're going to use both of those pages, 2 pages. Now, I'm going to carefully close this packet back up. And this is going to go back in my math folder so that I know exactly where it is and I can grab it when I need it next for a lesson. All right. Now, let's take a look at this page. For right now, these 2 boxes we're going to ignore, okay? These 2 boxes we're going to use later. Right now, our job is we need to decide for each of these problems on this first page and our second page if we need to regroup or we don't need to regroup. Remember, last week we looked at adding without regrouping. And yesterday we looked at regrouping when we were adding. So does anyone remember what place value we need to look at if we need to regroup? Do we look at our 1s or our 10s? If you said your 1s, you're correct. So what I'm going to do, and this is one more thing you might want to go grab, so you might want to push pause, is I'm going to color over or circle my 1s place in each problem. So can you do this with me? I'm simply going to take, I've got a red crayon right here. Grab whatever color you'd like. I'm going to find my 1s place. I see 50 plus 14. In my 1s place, I have 0 plus 4. Notice when I circled my 0, my 4, and where my sum would go down below. Let's look next door. 92 plus 47. We're going to look in our 1s place, which is always furthest away from the plus sign. And we're going to circle that column, the 2 and the 7. Let's read our next problem together. 37 plus 63. Can you tell me which 2 numbers we need to circle? We need to circle our 7 and 3 in the 1s column. Good job. So right now, what I would like you to do is push the pause button. And just like we did for these 3 problems, I want you to read the problems, I want you to identify what's in the ones place, like we did here, like we did here and here. And then I want you to circle that whole column. When you're finished, come back and push the play button for more directions. All right, welcome back, my friends. Now that we have identified and circled the ones column for each of our two-digit addition problems, we're on to the next job. Our next job is to decide if we need to regroup or not. To do that, what do you think we need to do? Yes, we need to take a look at our ones place that we circled. So I'm going to grab my pencil and I'm going to look. Well, I know that when I add 0 to a number, my answer is always the other number. And since we can't have two digits in the ones place, I know that my answer is not going to need regrouping. So I'm simply going to do 0 plus 4 equals 4. So less than 9, everything's fine, which means I can go to my tens place and add the tens column as well. 5 tens plus 1 10 is 6 tens. So 50 plus 14 equals 64. Let's go next door to the next problem. Well, I'm seeing a 2 and a 7. So let's add that up. 7 plus 2 equals 9. 9 or less. We're going to write down less than 9. Everything's fine. So we're going to go next door to the tens place. I see 9 plus 4. Well, I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to draw this problem out on my map. All right, so I'm going to just put these right next to me because I'm only looking at my tens and ones, remember? And I have 92, so that's 9 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I have 2 ones. Now I'm going to look at my next number, 47. That's 4 tens and 7 ones. 5, 6, 7. Well, we said that when we add 7 and 2, that ends up being 9. Watch what happens if I bring these two down and I'm thinking about a tens box. Okay, so I just redrew those, adding them onto here. Look at, I have one space left. So yes, that is in fact 9, which I'm going to write below. Now, let's look at our tens for a minute. We did not look at this yesterday, so I wanted to make sure I drew it out to make sure you understood what's happening in our tens. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ooh, we made 13 tens. Wait a minute. 9. 13's more than 9. So what happened in our ones if we had above 9? Yes, for 10 or more, we had to circle our group of 10 and bring it to our tens place. So we're going to do the same thing for our tens. I had 9 up here. So if I grab onto one more, I just made 10. Look at, that's that 10 right there. So we need to bring it next door, which would bring us to our hundreds. So this is going to turn into a 100. And that means I need to bring this 100 next door. So my 1 will be right there. And I can erase this. So now I have 139. How does that look on my paper? Well, we did 9 plus 4 was 13. So that 3 came here and we carried that 1 to the hundreds. There's no other numbers here, so that 1 can just come straight down. And look, 139, just like on my work mat. So I'm going to erase my mat, so I'm ready for my next problem. Some of us may be able to just add and regroup on our paper. Let's take a look at our next problem on our work mat, though. I see 37 plus 63. I'm going to draw it out. 3 tens, 7 ones, 5, 6, 7, 6 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 ones. Now remember, where did we circle? Our ones, so that's where we're going to start. We're going to count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, what did we make? We're going to circle them. We made a 10, so where's it go? We're going to bring it over to our tens and draw a 10 stick. Wait a minute, so do we have any dots outside of our circle? No. Why not? Well, we circled them all and made a 10. So what's left here? A 0. On our sheet here, we see that 7 plus 3. Well, I know that's a friend of 10. So I can't write 10 here because that's not 9. We made a 10. So we go next door and start again. So we brought our 10 over to our 10th place in our picture. I'm going to do the same right here by drawing my 1 on top. Now we're going to come back to our picture and count up our tens side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness, we made 10 tens. So we need to circle again. And we need to bring it over to our hundreds and draw a 100 box. Do we have tens left? I don't see any tens outside of my circle. So we're going to write a 0 again. And then I see 100, so I write a 1. On my paper, I can look and see that 3 plus 1 is 4. Well, I know that 4 plus 6 is a friend of 10. So we ended up with 10. But remember, we can't have two digits in that tens place. So my 1 has to be regrouped to 100 and bring it down. And now we have 100, just like we did on our picture. Great job, friends. Let's try another one together. I see 78 plus 68. If I'm going too fast at any point, remember you can always push pause and then push play again when you're ready. I'm going to draw a picture because in my head, I know that 8 plus 8 equals 16. So I could write 16 here and know that, I can't have a 10. So I need to bring the 10 on top of my tens place. So I want to draw out 78 and 68 so I can work this through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens, 8 ones, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 tens, 4, 5, 6, and 8 ones again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I circle my 8 and count on 9, 10, we made our 10, so we need to regroup to the tens place and draw a 10. Let's count the dots we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, just like we wrote right here. I can write 6 as my sum for my ones. And this 110 that we drew over here is just like the one we regrouped up here on our tens. Now we need to count up our tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ooh, 14's more than 9. So I need to go back and find my 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And circle it carefully. And do you know what we're going to do? We're going to regroup it because we made 10 tens, which is the same as 100. So how many tens do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. And look, we made a 100, so we bring down our 100. How does that look on paper? Well, I know 1 plus 6 is 7, and then I know the double stack 7 plus 7 equals 14, and 14 is more than 9, so I can't write it here. There's a 4 in the ones place of 14, and then I carry my 1, I regroup it into the hundreds, and I bring it down, just like we did in our picture. So this is what we're going to do. Let's look at our next problem. We see 51 plus 70. Well, I know, just like our first one, when we see 0, we just write our next number, and that was 1. Well, 1 is less than 9, so I know I can write my 1 here. I did not need to regroup. But now I need to add my 5 and 7. Wow, 5 plus 7. That can be tricky. So let's count on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We should know that for our sums of 12 this week. Can I just write 12 down here? Your answer should have been no, because 12 is bigger than 9. So we know we write down our 2, regroup our 1 to our hundreds, and bring it down. So our sum is 121. If you wanted to, you could have drawn this out on your map. I wanted to show you what it would look like just writing it though. Let's try writing it for our next problem as well. 6 plus 7. That's a doubles plus 1 fact. 6 plus 6 is 12. Add 1 more and we get 13. Good job. Now, 13 is more than 9, so we need to remember when the number is more than 9, we need to go next door. We start on the right. We made a 10, so we carry it, and that's what we need to do here. So I'm going to write down in the number 13, the 3 is in the ones place, so the 3 stays with the ones. But this 1 that I made for 13 is going to carry over here. We regroup the 10. This 10 went up here. So 1 plus 4 equals 5. Plus 0 is still 5. So 46 plus 7 equals 53. So, my friends, what I would like you to do now is carry on the same way we just did for this sheet onto this next sheet and to solve these 8 problems. Remember, you can draw your 10s and 1 sticks on your work mat, okay? Or you can try it on the paper. If you just try it on the paper, what I want you to do is make sure you check it with an adult after the first problem. If you got it wrong, then I want you to start drawing it out, okay? If you got it right, then carry on, okay? When you're finished, you can push play again and unpause it, and I will give you our next set of directions. Be very careful when you're adding and thinking about regrouping. You can always go back in the packet to check the reminder sheets. All right, my friends. Now that you are finished, we're ready for the final steps in our activity. We're going to use our scissors, okay? And we're going to take our first sheet and watch me. You're going to cut out these top 2 boxes. So I'm going to cut right along these lines and cut out my 2 labels. Okay? So I have need to regroup and don't need to regroup. I need you to get another piece of paper, a blank piece of paper. I have some construction paper, so that's what I'm going to use. So if you need to push pause to go get a piece of paper, go right ahead and then come on back and push play. I'm going to take need to regroup and I'm going to stick some glue on it and I'm going to glue it down to the front of my blue paper here. Then I'm going to flip my paper over and on the back, I'm going to glue down do not or don't need to regroup with our contraction, don't for do not. So now I have 2 sides of my paper. One says need to regroup. One says don't need to regroup. Now this is what our job is going to be. We're going to do a couple together. So what I want you to do is cut out these first 2 problems, just like I'm doing. Okay, and we're going to take a look at them together. Okay, so I have them cut. I'm going to put my other ones to the side, and we're going to start off by looking at 50 plus 14. Did we regroup? Did we see any ones up top in the 10s or 100s? No, we do not. So that means we don't need to regroup. So I'm going to pop some glue on this, and I'm going to stick it down on this page. Okay, we're done with one. On to the next. Let's look at 92 plus 47. Did we need to regroup in our 10s? Nope, there's no 1 up there. Did we need to regroup in our 100s? Yes, we did. We made 100, didn't we? So we did need to regroup. So what I'm going to do is flip my paper over and I'm going to smack some glue on the back of it and glue it to this side. Now, your job is to cut out your next 2 problems and look and see, did you need to regroup or not? Did you need to regroup or not? And you're going to go problem by problem for your 2 pages and see if you needed to regroup. If you did, you're going to glue it to the need to regroup side. If you did not need to regroup, you're going to glue it to the don't need to regroup side. Make sure you're gluing your problems close together, but I can still see your answers so that you can fit all of the problems on the page. All right. When you are all finished, you're going to take a picture of each side and then submit 2 times on Portfolio. You're going to submit your need to regroup and don't need to regroup sides onto Portfolio so I can take a look and see how you did. Great job listening to directions, my friends. Make sure you use your pages in your packet if you need a reminder of what our steps are for regrouping our rules and if you needed to regroup or not so you can sort them. Great job today. I can't wait to see your finished products, friends. Have a great afternoon.